In the heart of Valsaria, a city where magic and whimsy dance in the air like golden autumn leaves, a quaint café stood as a favorite among travelers and locals alike. The Enchanted Spoon, as it was charmingly named, was no ordinary establishment. Its delicacies were crafted with a blend of the finest ingredients and the subtlest spells, all served with a touch of enchantment that made every experience memorable. Today, as twilight began to paint the sky with strokes of pink and lavender, a young witch named Elowen sat at her usual table by the window. Her wide-brimmed crimson hat cast a shadow over her vibrant eyes, which sparkled with anticipation. She loved this cafe, and not just for its renowned desserts, but for the warmth and comfort it brought her. A feeling of belonging in an otherwise bustling, magical world. The door to the cafe chimed open, and Callum, the cafe's apprentice mage and waiter, approached her table with a warm smile. His neatly pressed uniform and gentle demeanor always carried an air of quiet elegance, a contrast to the cafe's more extravagant magic. But what truly set him apart was the tiny dragon perched on his shoulder. A lime-green creature no bigger than a kitten, with scales that shimmered like emeralds in the setting sun. "Good evening, Miss Elowen," Callum greeted with a practiced grace, his voice soft as he gently set a small plate in front of her. Upon it sat her favorite dessert, crème brûlée, the custard gleaming a pale, luscious gold. Elowen leaned forward, her fingers clasped under her chin as she watched the tiny dragon intently. She had seen this many times, but the magic of it never failed to make her heart flutter. The little dragon, affectionately called Pip, wriggled with excitement. With a mischievous gleam in his amber eyes, he hopped onto Callum's outstretched hand, leaned forward, and released a small puff of blue flame. The fire danced across the sugar topping, caramelizing it into a perfect, glistening crust. A soft gasp of delight escaped Elowen's lips. The moment felt like a small miracle, as though joy itself were spun into flame. Callum chuckled, a faint blush rising to his cheeks. Pip, pleased with his handiwork, let out a triumphant chirp and spread his tiny wings as if to soak in the praise. "Thank you, Pip," Elowen cooed, offering the dragon a playful wink. Pip flared his wings proudly, his chest puffing up before he scrambled back onto Callum's shoulder, basking in the witch's attention. Elowen turned her gaze to Callum, a warmth blooming in her heart. "It's perfect as always," she said. "You and Pip make the best team." Callum's blush deepened. "It's an honor, really," he replied, his voice tinged with a bashful smile. "You always make our magic feel special." Their eyes met, and for a heartbeat, the world outside seemed to melt away. In the distance, spells flickered through the city's lanterns, and the soft hum of enchantments wove a melody that only Valsaria could sing. But here at this table a moment passed between them, as sweet and precious as the dessert waiting to be savored. Elowen picked up her spoon, ready to crack the caramelized surface, but she paused. "Would you join me?" she asked, her voice almost a whisper. Callum's eyes widened slightly, but then he nodded, pulling up a chair. Pip settled between them, his eyes sparkling with curiosity as they shared the crème brûlée under the glowing evening sky, laughter and magic swirling around them in a world where anything seemed possible.